There we go. And we are live Saturday, February 11th, another Right Angle Sports release show here on RAS YouTube. Good to see more than 1,100 people waiting in the weight room to get going. I know that number is going to go up. Everybody's maybe a step slow on a Saturday. Let's be honest. It's a real busy Saturday. And I mean, what a great weekend to be a sports fan. You got the Champions Tour on TV. Waste Management gets going in about 2 hours. They're already on the course finishing round two. 151 college basketball games fight tonight, and of course Super Bowl tomorrow. So I know everybody's ready for a big weekend. We will try to get you out of here as quickly as possible, but there's a lot of games, a lot to get to. As always, it is a busy Saturday, so we are going to get rolling. Before we do, I want to remind everybody, on Thursday we made the announcement. The service returns February 20th, and we have the order page up and live already, closing in on 50 subscribers for that list. And look, in the past, every service that has been offered has been capped off at a certain number of subscribers. With it being a paid service, we want to have it so it's fair for everybody who's joining. There's a number that you reach where it becomes sort of detrimental when there's too many subscribers. So there's nothing announced yet. This isn't the Saturday morning sales push. In a way, it kind of is. But I'm saying that it's filling up, and we're excited to see how much support it's already getting. So keep that in mind. All of the details, raspicks.com/order. It will get going February 20th. It is a daily service, not just Thursday and Saturday like we're doing on the show. So be sure after the show is done, you get your bets in from the release show. Go over to raspicks.com/order. You will see all the details. Highly encourage everybody to get on board with that beginning February 20th. With all that said, let's pull up the odds screen and start with the first setup for this Saturday morning. Give everybody a couple seconds to get set up and get ready to go. We'll go a little bit quicker. Again, a lot to get to, a ton of games. It'll be the up-tempo release show offense that we debuted a couple of shows ago. So be ready to move as we start to get going with some of these setups. First setup of the show. Everybody ready? Here we go. Setting up game number 657, James Madison, Coastal Carolina, over 149 at 2 p.m. Eastern time. One more time, 657, James Madison, Coastal Carolina, over 149, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Game number 657, James Madison, Coastal Carolina, over 149 is a go. Starting to show off with a go, we are betting James Madison, Coastal Carolina, over 149. This is a go. Get it in immediately as we see the entire left half of the odds screen a little bit slow to move this morning. A lot of those 149 still hanging on the board. And Joe, coming back for another show as always, kicks it off with a 148.5, half a point better than the release line. Seeing the same thing for Jesse Smith, Sean, Tim Fraley, 149. It jumped away before I could highlight it. 148.5 at Superbook for Michael. Same thing with Sean Gibbons, who was able to grab it. And then West Coast guy along with a whole lot of others at 149. 148s continue to show up in the chat as well, with people getting half a point better than the release line. Brad back for another show, 148.5 as well. Good to see lots of folks getting half a point better than the release line. Lots at 149 as well. First setup of the day is a go. James Madison, Coastal Carolina, over 149. Let's keep moving. Busy Saturday. Next setup. Game number 765, Kansas State, Texas Tech, over 145, 7 p.m. Eastern time. One more time, 765, Kansas State, Texas Tech, over 145, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Couple more seconds for Kansas State, Texas Tech, over 145. 765, Kansas State, Texas Tech, over 145 is a cancel. Not betting Kansas State, Texas Tech, over 145. This is a cancel As always, on cancels, if you've got it in your bet slip, remove it from the bet slip. We're not betting Kansas State, Texas Tech over 145. Couple seconds, we'll get to the third setup of the show. Next setup, game number 603, Providence St. John's over 152, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. One more time, 603, Providence St. John's over 152, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Couple more seconds. 603, Providence St. John's over 152 is a go. We're betting Providence St. John's over 152. Get this one in very quickly as we start to see Chris, BetOnline, Pinnacle light up. Rest of the books a little bit lagging behind this morning. There starts to go the rest of the market now, 154, 155. But Providence St. John's over 152, 12 p.m. Eastern. You're talking about a great week of sports. What's better than starting the Saturday off with a 12 p.m. Eastern first game tip-off over? Lots of 151.5 showing up in the chat. Michael, oh boy, put me on the spot. 151.5 at Buckeye. Not gonna try botch it. Joe got 151.5 as well. Fez in at 151.5. Same thing with Matthew. Seeing a lot of 151.5s coming in. Kyle found it at Buckeye as well. Galen 151.5 as well. A lot of 151.5 showing up. Zach, West Coast guy, Jesse, James, Alex. Lots of them popping in. Greg was able to get 150.5. Good number grab there. Seeing it in the market as this game moved just before we came on air just a little bit. So there may be of that 1 or 1.5 point line still lagging behind us. This now gets up to 155 at Chris, as well as circa 151.5 is a lot of numbers in the chat, but 152 on Providence St. John's over is the second go of the show. Continuing on, setup number 4 of the show. We'll give everybody a second here to reset. Next setup, game number 786, Northern Colorado minus 3.5, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. 786, Northern Colorado minus 3.5, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Give everybody a couple more seconds for Northern Colorado minus 3.5 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Game number 786, Northern Colorado minus 3.5 at 8 p.m. Eastern is a go. We're betting Northern Colorado minus 3.5. This is a go. Hit that submit button immediately as we start to see Chris, BetOnline, Circa, Pinnacle all start to move. Everywhere else, a little bit lagging behind as well. Bit of a slow-moving board this morning outside of the big four. Looks like we'll have another successful release here for a lot in the chat with Northern Colorado. And here we go. Eric, Michael, Jim, Aaron, Tim, again, who's had a great show, getting the 3.5. Alex, 3.5. Same thing for Vern. Nash able to get it as well. Lots of 3.5s coming in the channel, but a lot of 3s as well. Pizza King TX. Does it stand for Texas? Not too sure. Was able to get -3. Same thing with Sean, half a point better than the release line. What do you have to do to have a YouTube handle with that name as well? Very curious. 3.5 showing up a lot. Bob was able to get it. November able to get it. Jesse, 3.5 as well. Same thing for Ryan, Steve. Lots of 3.5s showing up as well as the 3. I know Tim had a great show. He's always I noticed that too, Brian. Trust me on that one too. 3.5s, lots of them showing up as this game now up as high as 5.5 at PPH as well. Good to see so much success on Northern Colorado minus 3.5 inside the chat. Amazing show so far. Thanks very much. Flag the offense. If you like the show, if you like the channel, hit the like button, hit subscribe. Be good to have you around. We're done in under 10 minutes for a busy Saturday, 151 games. We get you out of here with a big service promo at the start in under 10 minutes. James Madison, Coastal Carolina, over 149. Providence, St. John's, over 152. And Northern Colorado, minus 3.5, 12 p.m., 2 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern time. And a reminder, the service, now again, live to order, begins February 20th. Go check it out right now as the show ends, raspicks.com/order. All the details can be found there. There's also another video with a lot of the frequently asked questions here on the YouTube channel. 3 goes in total for this Saturday. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Enjoy the big weekend of sports. Enjoy the Super Bowl tomorrow, and we'll see you back here on the channel next week.